Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another broadcast brought to you by highschoolcube.com and powered by audiosportsonline.com. We're broadcasting live tonight from Pike High School on northwest side of Indianapolis. As tonight, the Pike Red Devils will play host to the AVON Orioles in the second round of the Indiana High School football playoffs. The winner of this game tonight will have the opportunity to play the winner of the Brownsburg-Ben Davis game for a chance at a Class 5A Sectional 6 championship. Joining me shortly will be my broadcast partner, Alex Maston, but in the meantime, let's get you caught up on these two teams. AVON has had a strong season thus far. The visiting Orioles finished the year with an 8-1 record and tied with Hamilton Southeastern in Brownsburg for a share of the HCC title. Although they cruised through much of the regular season, they struggled through three quarters with Terre Haute North last week in the first round of these playoffs before ousting them 35-26. AVON will come into tonight's game with a 9-1 record overall, looking to ride senior running back Charles Davis to another victory. Charles Davis, who has a scholarship offer from Ole Miss, will be running the ball most of the night behind Mammoth offensive tackle number 74, DeAndre Herron, and center Josh Smith. DeAndre stands at 6'5" and 320 pounds with multiple Division I scholarship offers. He is committed to play football for the University of Louisville next year. Josh Smith is currently committed to play at Ball State next year, but also has offers from Illinois and Western Michigan. Pike has taken a much different path to get here. The host Red Devils finished their respective season with a record of 4-5, after playing Bloomington South earlier this season. The first game of this sectional, Pike hosted 7-2 Decatur Central team and took them for a 63-23 victory. This was a win that most did not predict, especially being as lopsided as it was. Pike is led by quarterbacks Brent Lyles and Alois Gray, the Division I recruit committed to Purdue, is playing behind Brent Lyles, the sophomore, who took over the starting job mid-season after Gray suffered an injury. The two have combined so far this year for 2,000 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions. Brent Lyles is a fantastic up-and-coming sophomore quarterback. Pike also has a couple defensive stars. Pierre Aka, who is committed to Iowa State, and cornerback Jonathan Reed, who is currently committed to play for Kentucky Wildcats next year. Pike will kick off tonight to AVON, and Pike will get the ball back at halftime. So as I welcome in my broadcast partner, Alex Maston. Alex, with all these big-time recruits, what do you expect to see here tonight on this field?
A lot of firepower tonight, and I expect a high-scoring game, really. It's going to be interesting how this defense can get out here and try to shut these high-powered offenses down with all this talent out here. I think this is going to be a game that's decided by coaching. I think coaching is going to play a monumental part in this game, and I think the team that's the best coach and has the best technique is going to come out the victors here.
So Pike will kick off tonight. It's a cool night here at the end of October. It's a short kick, bounces outside the 15 and fielded, and taken forward for about 6 or 7 yards, and he's pushed out before the 25. So the AVON starting offense tonight, Logan Hassan will be the quarterback. Behind him at fullback is Matt Gibson, and tailback Charles Davis, the senior we spoke about. DeAndre Herron, the tackle, along with Trey Sturm. Jake Higginbottom and Zach Kaufman are the guards. Chase Alexander's the center. The receivers are Keller Skinner and Jalen Edwards. At tight end tonight, we'll see the senior Aaron Holtgrave. And we'll try to get Pike's starting defense out to you after this first play. AVON starts out in the shotgun. Haston in the shotgun with Charles Davis, the back, standing right next to him. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom half of your screen. Shotgun snap to Haston. He'll take it himself. And he moves forward for only about a 2-yard gain before he stopped. And, Alex, you want to go ahead and bring the Pike starting defense for the viewers at home?
Yeah, absolutely. Up front for Pike, the left end is number 9, David Kenny. He's a junior. Defensive tackle, we have Pierre Aka, who's a highly scouted prospect. Well, it's interesting to see how well he does tonight. At right end, you have Anthony Jackson, who's actually a freshman, number 97. Linebackers, they're about to run a play. We'll get to it in a second.
I formation this time with Haston under center. Charles Davis, the tailback. He'll take the handoff around the left-hand side. He stood up and thrown down, but the play was blown dead before it developed. That'll be a penalty, I believe, on AVON's offense, and that'll move them back. Alex, you want to go ahead and finish that defensive starting lineup for Pike?
Yeah, absolutely. Outside linebackers, we have Kevin Brown, number 19, and Jordan Robinson, number 94. Inside linebackers, number 13, Michael Turner, and Donovan Phillips, number 31. Cornerbacks, we have Robert Williams, who's a sophomore, number 23. Jonathan Reed, number 21. At free safety, Taylor Sanders, number 25. And at strong safety, Tyler Bloomfield, number 2.
Avon is in the away white jerseys with black pants. Pike is red helmets, red jerseys, red pants all the way down. Hassan gets the shotgun snap. He's nailed, but still gets it away to his receiver. And his receiver makes a move on the sideline. Can't make out who that was from here, but that'll be good for 8 or 9 yard gain, but short of the first down, Alex.
Yeah, and that, honestly, that was really good defense by Pike to get in there and get a hit on him. I didn't see who that was. But, really good job by Hassan to hang in there in the pocket and deliver that throw. That's the kind of success that they're going to have tonight, is to get good pocket presence and throw some balls down the field. And now they're in 3rd and 1, have a good chance to get a first down here.
So it'll be 3rd and 1 now with Hassan under center, Avon in the I formation. Hassan hands it off to Charles Davis. Good enough for a first down, 3 yards, but it looks like he fumbled at the end of the play. I thought he was down, but they'll call it a fumble as it's recovered by Pike. Huge swing to start the ball game here, Alex, as Pike will take over in Avon territory inside the Avon 35-yard line.
And it looks like the freshman, number 97 for Pike, Anthony Jackson, recovered that fumble. And that's just a big mishap by Avon to fumble the ball. Turnovers are killer in the playoffs in high school football, and that's just not what you want to see. But nice job by Pike right there. It looks like he had the first down and just wasn't able to hold on to the ball.
Your head coaches tonight for Pike, it's Derek Moyer. The Avon head coach is Mark Bliss. Most people remember Shelbourne. And here's a quick pass for Pike. And their receiver, number 1 with the catch, that is Dominique Booth. Caught the pass from sophomore quarterback Brent Lyles. We'll try to get you the Pike offense here. As we said before, Brent Lyles starts at quarterback. Don't really use a fullback. We'll see Devin Cossey in there at tailback. Justin Sanders and Rashid Nabi are your tackles. Jason McBride and Raymond Waits are your guards. Jalen Allen is center. Pike hurrying up here, getting to the line of scrimmage. This time Lyles under center, and he'll hand the ball off to his running back. That's number 22, Derek Wilkerson. So on the depth chart, we have Devon Causey starting at tailback, but it'll actually be Derek Wilkerson. To get back to the Pike starting lineup, the receivers for them tonight, we'll see Dominique Booth and Walter Blunt. They'll be your starters. The tight end will be Ty Starks, but we'll see a lot of receivers come in and out of the game. We will probably not see a Lois Gray tonight, as he has not started any game since he was injured earlier in the year. So after that 1 yard loss by Wilkerson, Pike will line up in the single back formation here with Brent Lyles under center. You have 2 wide receivers to the bottom half of your screen. The handoff once again is this time to Devin Causey, and he was stopped in the backfield for about a 4 yard loss, Alex. Let's go through this Avon starting defense.
Sure. At defensive ends for Avon, you have Elijah Daniel, number 90, and Marcellus Williams, number 80. At nose tackle, you have Jordan Sherrill, number 23. Linebackers, outside linebackers, Tyler Dill, number 5. Anthony Sims, number 44. Inside linebackers, number 45, Brian Stinnett, and number 12, Cole Johnson. And at free safety, we have David Griffith, number 32, and number 33, Dane Thomas. And corners, Lance McGee and Devin Michael.
So this time, Lyle out of the shotgun. 5 wide receivers for Pike. He's got a guy right over the middle, and he takes a hit in the pocket but delivers the football. And that was caught, I believe, by his tight end there. And that was number 87 for Pike, Nick Hernandez. He's listed as a wide receiver, 6'1", 185-pound junior. And Pike tonight will start a lot of freshmen, Alex, so we're going to have to look out for that. But after kicking off to start the game, getting the ball back on that fumble, Pike will now line up for what looks to be about a 23-yard field goal. Or 26-yard field goal, I'm sorry. And the kick was pulled to the left by the right-footed kicker there. That is Nick Hernandez, who caught the ball prior And Pike is unable to capitalize on the turnover forced by their defensive back on the fumble recovery, but nonetheless an interesting stop real quick for Pike here, and got the ball back and just couldn't turn it into points. So Avon's offense will now take over at their own 21-yard line. We're still scoreless 4 minutes into this football game. Now Haston in shotgun with both backs in the backfield with him. He hands it off to Charles Davis around the right side. He's got a lot of room, and he's in the open field. He tries to cut back and is finally brought down from behind at the Avon or Pike 40-yard line, rather. So that'll be good for just about that'll be a 40-yard gain there. Yeah,
and that's the kind of stuff that Avon wants to do tonight. They need big gains and big plays, get some momentum on their side and move this ball down the field. And that was a really nice run. He bounced to the outside and had a lot of room to the outside, and it's pretty much a foot race, and he got caught down, but it was a nice run and good job on the lineman.
Charles Davis, the running back, he'll take another handoff, but this time he stopped in the backfield. That'll be good for a 1-yard loss, and that'll bring up 2nd and 11 now for Avon. Charles Davis, the running back there, has over 1,400 yards on the year, and he has a scholarship offer actually to the University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, which is the alma mater of your broadcasters tonight. Both me and Alex Maston and I, rather, both went to Ole Miss and graduated a couple years ago. So we're hoping Charles Davis chooses to become a Rebel next year. Haston in the shotgun again with both backs. This time he fakes the handoff to his fullback, a short pass on the right-hand side. He'll be brought down at the 32-yard line. The reception was made by number 4, Keller Skinner for Avon, and he was brought down by Tyler Bloomfield. For Pike's defense, there's a couple big names. Jonathan Reed, the cornerback, is actually committed to play at Kentucky. And the defensive end for Pike, Pierre Aka, he's also committed to play for Iowa State, and Aka has a slew of offers from Big 12, Big 10, and MAC schools. So, like Alex said to start the game, a lot of firepower. Haston this time under center, hands the ball off to his running back. This time it's not Charles Davis. This is number 24 for Avon. That's Matt Gibson. He's a senior running back. And then Nick Herr, 97 for Pike, rather. Anthony Jackson made the play. Anthony Jackson's a freshman, Alex, and they have a lot of freshmen starting tonight.
They sure do, and it's surprising to see that. These kids are super athletic down there, and to start as a freshman, that's something. That's really special, and I think they're going to have a big career ahead of them as they're getting playing time as freshmen here. And Pike's program is one of those programs that just it hangs in there, and they always make a good run in the playoffs.
So that run there was good enough for a first down as Charles Davis is still out of the game. It's 1st and 10 Avon at the Pike 29. Haston under center, fakes the handoff, play action as he is brought down for a sack there. And a fantastic play by number 13 for the Pike Red Devils. That's Michael Turner.
I think number 97, the freshman who we were just talking about, was in there too on that sack. And, man, these interior linemen for Pike, they're getting in there and they're making plays. They're doing a really good job in there on this Avon offense.
They look big down there. Number 94 for Pike down there. That's Jordan Robinson. He also plays D-line, 6 foot 240. And there is no fat on him. These are big, strong kids for Pike and Avon. Receiver in motion here for Avon as Haston's back under center. And he hands it off to his fullback and then fakes it to the tailback. The handoff actually went to Jordan Sherrill. He's a 5'10", senior running back, so we've seen a lot of backs carry the ball. Me and Alex have yet to cover Avon or Pike this year, so we're still trying to catch up and get familiar with all these players, so we'll hope to shore things up a little bit by the end of the quarter at least. There's ticking down to about 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. We're still scoreless. It's 3rd and 12 here for Avon. Haston shotgun again, receivers on each side. quick drop, and he sails a throw well over his receiver's head. It was intended for number 7, Lance McGee. And that'll bring up 4th down, Alex. And on this 4th down play, you're kind of in no man's land. It's going to be a long field goal attempt, but it looks like they might try it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think they're definitely going to line up and kick a field goal. I was watching this kid kick before the game, and he can kick it pretty long, so we'll see how he does here.
The holder's going to be number 12, Cole Johnson. And the kicker will be number 22, Eric Heldorn. Eric Heldorn is a senior kicker, 5'7", 165. He almost gets the kick blocked. It's got enough room, and it is good. So that's about a 42-yard field goal and a career high for Avon's kicker. Once again, number 22, Eric Heldorn. It barely crossed the uprights there, Alex. It was a good field goal from 42. I don't know if it would have been good from 45 or outside of there. So he barely gets it in, but kept the kick accurate and avoided a block. Number 94 for Pike, Jordan Robinson, came through the line. I thought he was going to get a hand on it, Alex. Nice kick there. Yeah,
and props to the kicker right there, because it's hard to get that foot down on that ball when you hear footsteps and you see a red jersey right in front of you. But that was a really nice kick, and he put his leg all the way through that. That's a lot of confidence in the coach to let the kicker go out there and try a 42-yard field goal, because if he misses that, Pike's going to get the ball back with pretty good field possession. So, nice kick, but that was awesome. And Avon capitalizes on the Pike turnover on downs after the missed field goal and drives all the way down and gets 3 points out of it. So not exactly the highest scoring first quarter that we expected, but nevertheless they've been able to move the ball on offense and they have gotten some points out of it. So very good job by both sides here. I was once again impressed really well with Pike's defensive interior linemen there. They getting a lot of pressure on Haston, and then they're stuffing the run, and the linebackers are up there real tight. So it'll be interesting to see how the coaches adjust and try to throw the ball here.
Number 12 for Pike, Ray Beverly, back deep to receive the kick. It'll be a touchback as Eric Heldorn kicks it into the end zone. So Pike's offense will come back out on the field. Pike moved the ball pretty well before their drive stalled, Alex, and I think we're going to see a very entertaining game from up here. There's just so much talent and athleticism, tons of good athletes, and some big kids. So I think we're going to see a whole bevy of a whole variety of different styles tonight. We've already seen Avon work out of the shotgun and under center. Now Pike will come to the line of scrimmage in the shotgun with 4 wide, and it was a hard count as it looked like number 80 for Avon crossed the line of scrimmage. That's Marcellus Williams, the defensive lineman. I don't believe he was drawn off sides, and he wasn't, so that'll be an offsides call on the Avon defense, and that helps out Pike. They'll get to start 1st and 5 now on their own 25-yard line. They come to the line of scrimmage in the same formation. Trips here to the bottom half of your screen, the wide side of the field. Shotgun snap. Quarterback sprints out and throws an interception. A rough play as number 45 for Avon picked off the ball there. That was number 45, Brian Stinnett. He's a junior linebacker, and the pick there was thrown by Lyles, Brent Lyles, the sophomore quarterback that's now starting for Lewis Gray. And
yeah, it looks like it's going to get negated.
Thrown. I saw it thrown in the backfield, but figured it was holding and the interception would stand. They're waiting to see now.
I think they might call roughing the passer. It'll be interesting to see. The refs are conversing down there on the 25-yard line. I'm not sure what they're going to call here.
The refs are still talking, and it looks like they picked up the flag. We still haven't got a signal here, but they're marching Avon back, so I think that roughing the passer call, the personal foul, will stand. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. So 2 big penalties here for Avon to start this drive. The offsides made it 1st and 5, and then the roughing the passer. I mean, that's on an interception. That'll negate the interception there on a nice play by number 45, Brian Sinnett. And Brent Lyles, actually very lucky he got hit late on that play because that would have been an interception for Avon. Lyles this time hands the ball off to the running back for Pike, and that was number 7, Devon Causey. He only picks up a yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 9, Pike Red Devils.
Yeah, and partner, you're exactly right. You know, to negate a turnover with a penalty like that, that's pretty much after the ball's gone. You know, that's really unfortunate. You know, you're up 3-0. You're about to get the ball back on an interception that he ran all the way down to about the 20-yard line as well. And to have that negated, that's tough. So, you know, they're going to have to get out here and stick with it and keep playing good defense.
So at this point, shotgun for Lyle, steps back, pumps, and he goes deep. He's got a man, and it's caught, but the receiver falls down. Nonetheless, a huge play. Walter Blunt, number 4 for Pike, the receiver, 6'1", 165-pound senior wide receiver. That'll be good for about a 35-yard gain there on the fly. Alex, he had so much room to run if he could have kept his feet there, but still a big play for Pike.
Yeah, he sure did, and it's tough to do when you're running on the fly to keep your feet down and make that catch at the same time. But, yeah, you're right, partner. He could have walked into the end zone after he caught that, but a nice throw and catch either way.
And we'll have a false start call here as Pike hurried to the offensive line. That was the left tackle. I couldn't see the number from here, but I believe, no, they called it on the tight end, Ty Starks. He was lined up on the opposite side of where we're located. The stands here at Pike sit up very high, so I think this is the highest we've sat up away from the field all year, and sitting back off the track, Alex, it's hard to get a read on the action from this far away. Number 7, the tailback for Pike, Devon Causey, comes out of the game this time. So a penalty on Pike as there's 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Pike trailing 3-0. It's 1st and 15 at the Avon 30. A screen set up nicely, and the catch is made. He's got blockers. Good for about a 20-yard gain there. The screen was set up perfectly to Derek Wilkerson, the tailback. He had a lot of room to run. A very nice, well-designed play, Alex.
Yeah, he sure did, and there was a really deep flow of defenders right on the quarterback, which set it up perfectly, like you said, and he was just able to drop it in over to the running back, and it was open field for the running back right there. A very nice design play and a very good play call on that 1st and long.
For Brent Lyles, that sophomore quarterback, he's shown a lot this year. We'll try to get you some of his stats in a minute, but he's been a great addition to this team, and he this time will take a handoff and hand it to Devon Causey. He fumbled the ball, and it looks like Pike will get it back, but he fumbles it behind the line of scrimmage, so that'll be about a 3-yard loss for Pike. Back to Lyle. Lyle took over after Purdue commitment. Lewis Gray was injured in a game. Gray has not played at all since. He hasn't played in the playoffs either, so Lyle has stepped in there. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions thus far, so a very nice start for his career, only a sophomore. Lyle this time in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers for Pike, and Lyle tries to get out of some traffic. Some fancy footwork there as Lyle escapes some pressure and winds up turning into about a 5-yard gain, so it'll be somewhere close in the range of 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8 for Pike right here as the ball is on the Avon 13-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, and so far, other than that interception that was actually negated, I'm very impressed with his quarterback as a sophomore. He knows pretty much when to jump up into the pocket and take off when he needs to. So that was a very nice job right there to get something out of nothing.
Trips now to the right side of the field for Pike. Lyle, the quarterback, takes the shotgun snap, sprints out to his right, looking. He finally fires into some coverage. It's batted away. Nice job by the defensive back down there for Avon. The pass was intended, I believe, for number 4 again. That's Blunt. He caught the big pass. No, I'm sorry. That's actually number 12 down there. That's Ray Beverly. He also returns kicks for Pike. So Pike's kicker actually will now get another opportunity at at putting it through. He pulled the last one, Alex, and this is about from the same distance. This will be only about a 27-yard field goal. This time he drills it with plenty of leg. No, he misses it. He pushed it this time to the right, so he pulls the first field goal to the left from 26 yards out, Alex, and then he pushes this one from 27 with just under a minute to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and once again, that's a missed opportunity right there. Avon's up 3-0, and they didn't have any trouble. They didn't have any trouble moving the ball against this Pike defense last time, and got down and got a field goal. So, you know, that's a nice stop for Avon right there after Pike did a really good job moving the ball down the field with long plays.
The winner of this game will play the winner of Ben Davis and Brownsburg. We've just been informed up here in the press box that Brownsburg took the early 7-0 lead on the Giants. We'll try to keep that score updated with you guys. This time Charles Davis goes in motion as Haston looks deep. He's got him in, but the throw sails out of bounds. He had him there. If he put a little less air under it, the ball got out of his hand and kind of floated out of bounds there. So incomplete pass on first down. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Avon with the ball located at their own 20-yard line.
Yep, and it was just misread, or not a misread, but just overthrown a little bit, and had a man open and just missed him. And we'll see how he goes after this, 2nd and long.
And so this time Haston, the quarterback in the shotgun, he hands it off to Charles Davis, but he fumbles the ball. Pike jumps on the pile, but I believe Davis was able to get there first. So Charles Davis will get the ball back, and Avon will keep possession, but that did lose him another few yards. So it looks as though it'll be about 3rd and 13 for Avon here. So another chance for Pike's defense to get off the field. Pike has moved the ball well so far this ball game, but have not been able to convert. 2 field goals missed, both from inside 30 yards. Avon, it looks like, might run one more play before this quarter runs out. And it looks like they're just going to let the clock run down. So at the end of the first quarter, Avon leads Pike 3-0. They'll switch into the field, and we'll get a word from our sponsors.
So as that quarter wraps up, you know, I saw a couple things out there. Pike is doing a very good job moving the ball and has a couple long gains on a screen pass and the long pass. And Avon at the same time has been able to move the ball as well. They had about a 40-yard run in the first quarter, and I think so far between the two, I would say there's been an accumulation of, I would say, close to 120 yards. So both teams have had success moving the ball down the field, but low scoring here. A couple of missed field goals by Pike. And Avon was able to capitalize on a really nice 42-yard field goal. But other than that, it's been a pretty scoreless game despite the movement. And we're going to get a word from our sponsors right here.
Whether you're overcoming an injury or approaching a finish line, our focus is on making sure you achieve your goal. As Indiana's only orthopedics program, ranked among U.S. News & World Report, Indiana University Health Orthopedics offers athletes expert care at every level. Highly skilled physicians and professionals provide unique insight into dealing with everything from injury management to rehabilitation to sports performance training. Discover the strength at iuhealth.org/sportsmedicine. And we'll have more words from our sponsors here as the night moves on, but we're back to the action. Avon, shotgun snap, 3rd and 13, big rush, and Haston will go down at the hands of number 94 for Pike. That's who I mentioned earlier, Jordan Robinson. He looks like a grown man out there, Alex, and he sprinted through the line and put the quarterback for Avon, Haston, on his back. So it'll be about 4th and 18 for Avon as they'll have to punt it from deep in their own territory. Pike returning the punt will have 2 players back there. Dominique Booth, number 1, who plays wide receiver. And we're trying to get a read on the other number down there. They are directly in line with us, so I'm not going to be able to make out his number. But the kick will be too short to be fielded either way. The other player that was back there with number 1 was number 23 for Pike. That is Robert Williams. He's a sophomore corner, so we had 2 sophomores back there to return the punt, Alex. This is a very young Pike team, and I think that they have definitely a good history ahead, or a good future ahead of them, as long as head coach Derek Moyer keeps this program moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with you, partner. And that was a very nice job for Pike to get out there and force a 3-and-out against this Avon team who had really good success moving the ball. So let's see if they can capitalize on that and take this ball down the field.
Brent Lyle, the sophomore quarterback, under center here. And I think that Avon on the hard count might have jumped. I couldn't see. There was movement on both lines. I couldn't see which caused the other.
And it looks like Pike flinched there before the nose tackle knocked the center over, but they've had a few false start penalties out here and also a couple offsides, so it's kind of a little bit of a lack of discipline on that offense and defensive line so far, but, you know, it's sectional, so it might have some jitters out there still.
Yeah, both teams probably wanting to fire off the ball and get after it, but you have to be disciplined. Lyle under center again. This time the handoff is to Wilkerson as an Avon player's helmet comes off. If you're just joining us, Avon is in the away white jerseys with black helmets and black pants and black numbers. Pike is in the home all red. They got red helmets, red jerseys, and red pants with white numbers. So that'll be the distinguishment between, if you're watching at home. 10 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Avon leads 3-0. It'll be second and about 14 for the Red Devils. Fakes the handoff, does Lyle. Lyle launches it deep. He's got a man. Number 12 takes off. That's a touchdown. That'll be a 65, almost a 70-yard touchdown there for number 12, Ray Beverly, the 6'1", 185-pound senior receiver. Alex, Brent Lyle has an arm.
Yeah, that was an incredible throw, and the play action was excellent too. I mean, that was just an excellent executed play right there. The receiver ran a post on that play action and got past the secondary, and that's that explosive nature of this this Pike offense. They can get out there and score any minute just because they're so athletic, fast, and what a wonderful route and an even better throw right there. Perfect, right on the money in stride, and Pike takes the lead 7-3. So really nice job.
Nick Hernandez completes the extra point. He'd missed the first 2 field goals. If Pike could get those field goals in, they'd be up 13-3. So it's been, even though the score is still close, it's been kind of a sluggish start for Avon, Alex. And we were talking before the game, that's kind of been their MO these last 2 games. They got off to a poor start against Zionsville, but were able to rally in the second half with 35 unanswered points. And a slow start last week against Terre Haute North, but were able to battle back and win that game by 9. And as we get deeper in the playoffs, it's going to be harder for them to shake off slow starts and make comebacks late in games. So we'll see if they can start putting it together. Their offense, besides that one drive, hasn't really looked all that fantastic. And that drive was still stalled, and they had to complete a 42-yard field goal to get points out of it. So I think we're going to have quite a game on our hands tonight here as Nick Hernandez kicks off for Pike from the 40-yard line. And that's kicked well into the end zone.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, partner. And this Pike offense is just, they can score at any time, and Avon can't afford to get down against a team that can score at will like they did. They hung up 63 points last Friday night, and you know that just shows how easily they can score. And this sophomore quarterback, like we've been talking about, Brent Lyles, has a cannon, and he has a lot of poise in that pocket and is able to find his receivers very well. And his play action, I wouldn't think he was a sophomore at all. He's very mature.
Hassan under center this time with kind of a pro-back formation here, and he'll hand the ball off to number 24 for Avon, That's Matt Gibson, the senior running back. So him and Charles Davis get a lot of carries, as well as Jordan Sherrill. And Jordan Sherrill here is the backup fullback. So those three are going to be seeing the majority of the carries. Sherrill and Gibson are both listed as fullbacks. Gibson's also listed as the backup tailback with Charles Davis, the starter. So those three we're going to see kind of interchangeable tonight for Avon. Haston will be in the shotgun here with one back. He hands the ball off to Charles Davis. Charles Davis has room. He's running past the 50-yard line, looking to beat a man, but finally has ran out of bounds at the opposite 30-yard line. So that'll be good there, Alex, for about a 50-yard run. He went from mid 22-yard line down here in his own end of the field all the way to the Pike 30.
Yeah, and that was just fantastic blocking up front by the Avon offensive line, and he was able to break one tackle and took off to the races, and a nice job to save a touchdown there by the defensive back of Pike. But that's the second big one he's ripped off in this first half here, so we'll see if they keep going at him.
He's a good back, and Haston now will be under center, 1st and 10 Avon. The handoff, and it's a touchdown, a 30-yard run there, as it looked like the back was going to be brought down, but number 24, Matt Gibson, runs for a touchdown. He came in to relieve Charles Davis, and there's a 30-yard touchdown Avon. So as soon as we thought Avon was playing a little sluggish here, come out with a few big runs, and they'll take it into the end zone, and barring the extra point, we'll take a 10-7 lead over Pike.
Yeah, and what a fantastic way to respond to Pike's long touchdown right there, just to rip off 2 long gains and rushing the ball. And that was just a really nice job as number 22 knocks the kick through the upper extra point. Is good. And, yeah, that's the kind of momentum that Avon needs to keep on their side if they're going to hang in the game with this Pike offense. And it's just a fantastic run. Those 2 long runs, I think, put Davis really close to 100 yards right there in the first half. So he's had a really good start other than Avon's first couple drives.
We'll have a word here from our sponsors, Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center offers private rehab suites for short-term rehabilitation. Our nursing department at Plainfield cares for your loved one as you would care for them yourself. When you need short-term rehabilitation or your family needs long-term care, come to the people who care. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation, 3700 Clarks Creek Road, Plainfield, Indiana, 317-839-6577. That's 839-6577. So now it looks like Pike will get ready to return here, as we're going to be in for quite a shootout. Me and Alex kind of predicted before the game this would be a high-scoring affair. 9 minutes left to go in the first half. Avon leads 10-7 after the 30-yard touchdown run by Matt Gibson. This time the kick will be fielded, and it is fielded by Pike and only brought out to about the 15-yard line. The return there was made by, I believe, number 27 for Pike. That is number 2. I apologize. Tyler Bloomfield.
And as Pike comes out here, partner, I would expect them to just keep trying to throw the ball. I mean, they've found windows in this secondary all night so far, and they've got those explosive receivers. So I'd expect them to keep throwing here.
Well, they come out with 4 wide receivers. Lyle in the shotgun with the back to his left. Shotgun snap comes to Lyle. He will drop back to pass. A nice throw, thrown only where the receiver can grab it. It's caught and brought in by number 1, Dominique Booth. So Dominique Booth, Tyler Bloomfield, Walter Blunt, and Walter Blunt and Beverly have all caught passes tonight, as well as the running back Wilkerson. So Pike spreading the ball around already. I believe 5 receivers with catches tonight. Oh, as well as number 87, Nick Hernandez, I believe, caught a pass. So Lyle spreading the ball around, looking at all of his receivers, and play will be stopped Lyle was going to hand the ball off to number 22, Derek Wilkerson, but the play was blown dead. I believe the Pike Red Devils have jumped off sides, and that'll hurt after a nice 7-yard gain on first down. That'll back them up. So now it'll be about 2nd and 8, Pike. And, Alex, those penalties right there, those are just huge in these playoff games.
Oh, absolutely. You go from 2nd and 8 yards to all of a sudden 2nd and 13. So, it backs you up, and especially on 2nd down, it's to be in a – well, I guess they're going to have 2nd and 8 now. I apologize about that. But, yeah, absolutely. 2nd and long is a lot harder than 2nd and short. So
4 wide receivers again with Lyle in the shotgun. He will look to pass right away. He's pressured. He's running away, and he just throws it. Kind of a dangerous throw, just threw it up there. It was intended for the kicker and receiver, Nick Hernandez. It was intended for him on the Avon sideline just past the first down marker. Could have been caught by either team, but it fell dead to the ground. So it'll be 3rd and long, Pike, from their own 22-yard line. Oh, I'm sorry, from their own 17-yard line, actually.
And I think this is a 3rd down that Pike needs to get here. They're down 3 points, and with the big scoring opportunities of Avon, they need to get a first down and make this drive count.
They come out in that same 4 wide receiver set, and they tried to set up another screen. This time, a good job of reading the screen for Avon by number 44. That's Anthony Sims. He's a 5'11", 180-pound junior linebacker. And they were beat bad on that screen pass the first time it was run in the first quarter, but this time they tried to run it in the second quarter, and it's sniffed out by the Avon defense. So there's exactly 9 minutes left to go in the first half. Pike trails Avon 10-7 as their punter is lined up at his own 1-yard line. Avon looks like they're going to oh, wow. The punt gets away, and it'll get out to the 50-yard line, which is actually a great thing considering what could have been. The snap was low. It took a bounce before it got to the punter and then was almost blocked, but the punter was able to get it off his foot and got a net of about 33 yards, which doesn't sound like much, but it could have been major damage there done by the Pike punt team.
Yeah, and we've seen that a lot this year. A blocked punt near the end zone is a devastating thing in a game and can completely turn the game around for either team. So it's a good thing that punter got that ball out.
Haston right now, the quarterback under center. Avon comes here in the I formation, and they hand the ball off to Charles Davis, and Pike finally catches him from behind. That's number 2 for Pike, Tyler Bloomfield. That's the second time Charles Davis has been caught from behind. He ran right behind number 74, Big DeAndre Herron, who's committed to play football in the Big East next year at the University of Louisville. And I watched DeAndre Herron on that play as he just cleared out everyone. And Charles Davis ran right off of his backside, and that was good enough for a nice 20-yard gain there by Davis. Avon's going to come right back in the I formation, tied in on the left side here. The handoff now is to Gibson. The play gets sprung out, and he's only going to get about a yard. So Gibson, although he's had the big 30-yard run, he hasn't been as consistent of a runner as Davis has tonight, but he did have that 30-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic job by the linebacker there to get out there and make that tackle. There was a linebacker in there to make the initial contact, which forced it to bounce out, and Pike did a very good job of gang tackling and getting out there and rallying around that runner.
Avon here in the shotgun. Both backs here. Haston calling out protections as he sees blitz. Haston hands the ball off to Davis. Davis looking for running room. Doesn't find it. A nice job there by the Pike defenses. He took on a hit, and then the whole Pike team, the whole Pike defensive front seven was in there on that play. Very nice stand by them, so it'll be 3rd and long. A good play there by Turner for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and that is a good job, like you said. Pike's actually done a really good job against the run with this Avon team other than the long gains. Every single time they've had a long gain, there's been a person there to make a tackle. They just haven't been able to bring down this very good runner in Charles Davis. So they're not doing a bad job. Most runs are only about 1 or 2 yards.
It's 3rd and 9 for the Avon Orioles as the shotgun snap is to Haston. And Charles Davis will break a tackle and take it in the end zone. They hand it off on 3rd and long from their own 25-yard line. Davis breaks one tackle, has plenty of running room, and takes it in for a 25-yard score.
And this kid's a serious runner right now. I think he's nearing the 160-yard mark on the night so far, and it's only the first half. And to be honest with you, if he didn't get chased down by these fast defensive backs at Pike, he could probably have 3 or 4 touchdowns right now. So really good job by Charles Davis. And that was a very impressive drive by Avon, and a good play call on 3rd and long to run that draw there. So nice job.
Number 22, Eric Hydorn, completes the extra point. Avon will take a 17-7 lead here with 6:55 remaining in the quarter. And Charles Davis, who's getting looked at by some major college programs. We mentioned that he already has a scholarship offer from the University of Mississippi. He has yet to commit anywhere, but he's looked fantastic so far this half, as he's got to be approaching 150 yards already in the first half here tonight.
Yeah, and he's not a real big guy, 5'7". He's listed at 5'7", 170 pounds, but he runs a lot heavier than that and has a lot of speed on him. And his initial moves and makes cuts right at the line of scrimmage just allows him to use his vision and get out there and make a lot of big runs. So very nice job.
Your returners back for Pike will be number 12, Ray Beverly. Also back there with him, number 2, Tyler Bloomfield. But Beverly, the deep man, playing center field here on the kickoff return. For Avon, number 22, Eric Hydorn, will kick off from his own 40-yard line. He already kicked a personal best 42-yard field goal on the night. And he's completed both extra points. And I believe he's kicked every kick into the end zone besides one. I think Pike had one opportunity to return a kick here, but he has a nice leg.
And I don't think I've ever seen a delay of game called on a kick.
Neither have I, but they called it. There's a delay of game as they took too long once the whistle's blown. The play clock runs like it does on any play. And we hear the whistle blown now. The play clock starts to go. This time Avon will kick it off right away, but from their own 35. So Pike will have a chance to return this as it's Bloomfield, number 2, with the return. Looks for room outside, makes a move, and he's still breaking tackles out past the 35-yard line, but a flag is thrown around the 20, right in the area of holding, maybe a block in the back. So we'll see the call, but we expect Pike's return will get negated and pushed back here.
And that's another thing you see so many times on really nice returns. There's always a yellow flag on the green turf, and as a returner, you just look back, and it's just so frustrating after you run for that distance. So, I think Pike here, being down 17-7, needs to get out here and make something happen before this halftime, and because Avon's just pretty much able to run the ball as much as they want so far. So it'll be interesting to see how they make play calls out here and get these skilled players and the quarterback involved right here.
So the penalty actually will take the Pike offense, and it'll back them up to their own 9-yard line. So they were out past the 35-yard line, but they'll actually have to start from their own 9 here. It'll be 1st and 10 Pike from their own 9-yard line, as Brent Lyle will come under center, single back here. The handoff will be made to the running back, but he's not going to get much room. Maybe a half a yard for Causey. Devon Causey takes it. Yeah, they're only going to mark it about a half yard, maybe not even a full yard past the first down marker. So we'll call it 2nd and 9 here for Pike from their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, and I don't blame Pike trying to establish the run here. I think if they can establish the run, it'll open up throwing lanes for this quarterback who's a sophomore, and it'll be a lot harder for Avon to call out blitzes here. But it'll be interesting to see how they play call. Looks like they're going out of Still into the center.
And this time, 2nd and long from their own 10. Lyle's under center again. He fakes the handoff and sprints out. He's got a man. And a nice thrown ball there, caught by number 1, Dominique Booth. And a very nice throw and catch as he had a lot of room to run. Got a good block from his fellow receiver, Walter Blunt, and takes it out past the 30-yard line to the Pike 32. So that's good for a 22-yard gain and a first down there, Alex, with just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, and I continue to be impressed by Lyle's play action. He has a very good play action. He's fast enough to get outside the tackles and doesn't have to make that decision as to whether to cut up or bounce out. So a very nice play action there and a very good read.
Lyle this time in the shotgun, and he'll take it. It's going to be a quick throw to Dominique Booth, and a nice throw thrown right in front of Booth. Booth didn't really have to make much of a move, but Avon did a nice job of their defense there closing. It's 32 for Avon that made the play over there. That is David Griffith. A very nice play because the throw was right on target, but good closing speed showed there by Griffith and only limited Pike to a 1-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 9 for them from their own 33-yard line. Pike this time back in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Lyle takes the shotgun snap, quick pass, and it's to Beverly. Beverly, who caught the huge touchdown earlier, makes a very nice move. He's shifty after the catch, but he also has nice speed. And that'll be good for about a 7. They might call him out of bounds a little short of there. No, they'll give him about 7 yards, so they're going to call it 3rd and 1 as Pike hurries up, and they'll hand it off to Causey. Causey trying to get away from tacklers, but he's brought down in the backfield for a 2 or 3 yard loss. And they tried to hurry up and get to the line of scrimmage and get the ball handed off, but there was no real room for him to run. He broke a tackle and actually took himself back a couple yards to try to make something out of it, but couldn't. So Pike now will have to punt away after a few nice plays. Pike's offense has really kind of shot themselves in the foot tonight, but give Avon's defense credit, at least their run defense, who's played very well. Pike's punter stands at his own 25-yard line. The ball's punted away and takes a Pike bounce. A very nice Pike bounce as it'll finally be down right at the Avon 20. So Avon will take over at their own 20-yard line with just under 4 minutes remaining in the half. Avon leads Pike 17-7. You're listening to High School Cube, powered by Audio Sports Online. All right, so Avon's offense will take over, looking to add to their 10-point lead. The handoff is made to Davis, but there is a flag thrown. I'm not sure what it'll be, a legal formation or a legal procedure. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, Avon. That'll move them back to their own 15-yard line. It'll still be first down.
And Avon wastes no time and gets out there and runs the ball, and I expect them to keep running the ball and trying to get success with that before this end of this first half.
I formation this time for Avon as the tight end switches sides. He'll get settled alongside DeAndre Herron. Haston hands the ball off to Charles Davis. A fantastic play there made by number 19, Kevin Brown, for Pike. Kevin Brown is a 5'10", 190-pound outside linebacker. He's a junior. Sprinted into the backfield and stoned Charles Davis for about a 3-yard loss. That'll make it 2nd and 18 for Avon from their own 12-yard line.
And that was a fantastic tackle. Open field and got in the backfield and really laid a lick on Charles Davis there. And maybe that's the spark that this defense of the Red Devils need here. And it gives Avon a long 3rd down here.
Haston takes it from the shotgun, hands it off to Charles Davis, and he's got room. He's running to the left-hand side. That'll be good for a 28-yard gain as he's pushed out of bounds at the 40. And you said, Alex, earlier he runs a lot heavier than he is, and I can see that with his power running, but he's been caught from behind. He doesn't have that top-end breakaway speed. He's had a few chances to really break away for big monster gains tonight, and he's been caught from behind or caught from an angle multiple times. So
yeah, and that's surprising because I was told in the booth here that he runs a 4.340, which is an absolute burner. But I guess when he gets out in the open field, those angles, pursuit angles, gets chased down.
So 1st and 10 Avon at the 40-yard line here. Haston hands the ball off out of the shotgun. The handoff was to number 24, Matt Gibson. He was brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Good for a 1-yard loss. Honestly, so far, Avon has put up 17, but Pike's defense, Charles Davis has really, he's kind of shredded Pike's defense. But other than that, they've done a good job against the throw. They've done a good job even defending the other backs on running plays besides that one big run by Gibson. Shotgun here for Haston. Charles Davis, the back in the backfield with him, and he'll get the handoff, and he is thumped in the backfield by number 9 for Pike. Sorry, that kind of caught me off guard. That play happened so quickly. David Kinney, number 9 for Pike, a 6'3", 255-pound defensive lineman, got through the Avon offensive line, and he almost took the handoff from Haston himself as Haston was trying to feed Charles Davis the ball.
And that's the one thing that Pike's been doing all night. They get penetration. They're in the backfield for the most part, and I think that's why Charles Davis has had such good success here is because he's able to get past that first level.
A minute and a half to go here in the first half. Avon up 17-7, and Haston throws the ball deep, and it looked to be caught, but it was dropped. The pass was thrown to number 7 for Avon. That is Lance McGee. Lance McGee had it down the sideline. He would have been taken off for a touchdown, but the ball fell out of his hands. So that'll stop the clock with exactly a minute and a half left to go in the first half. Pike will get a chance to score. Remember, Pike kicked the ball off first, so the Red Devils, if they get a score here and make it a one-possession game, will also get the ball back at halftime. And the punt is away. It's a short punt. It'll be fielded by the Red Devils, and he's creamed as he decided not to call a fair catch. And it looks like number 80 for Avon made the play. We called his name earlier, Marcellus Williams. A very nice job by him. Probably should have had a fair catch call there, but nonetheless, he held on to the ball. Pike will have pretty good field position here, starting from their own 42-yard line with a minute and 24 seconds. I believe they have all their timeouts. They haven't used a timeout yet this game, so we've been impressed with Lyle so far this game. We'll see if he can continue to impress us in this 2-minute offense. 4 wide receivers, trips here to the bottom of your screen. Lyle looks, the ball is tipped and almost caught. It was intended for number 87, Hernandez. Tipped, went over his head, and the very outside receiver, Blunt, had a chance to catch the ball but couldn't bring it in. So it'll be 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass.
And I think this is exactly the time that Lyle is going to mature in his career as a quarterback, is in this 2-minute drill. You really have to take charge and make sure you're making the right play calls and making the right throws and protecting the football, and that's a good time to show your maturity here.
All right. Trips to the left of Lyles. Lyles looks deep for Hernandez. The ball is thrown nicely. Hernandez can't quite get under it. I tell you what, Alex, Lyle has a lot of nice touch. He's a very accurate quarterback. I mean, he lofts balls out there beautifully if the receivers can get to him. That time we have to give credit probably to the cover man for Avon. That was fantastic coverage down the field on number 87, Hernandez, the intended receiver.
Yeah, it sure was. And like you said, Lyle's able to throw the deep ball with such precision and accuracy. And that shows a lot from a sophomore. And he's got a lot of arm strength for as young as he is. But like you said, that was a very nice job. The safety did a speed turn and put himself right in good position to knock that ball away.
4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, a back in the backfield. He's going to help protect Lyle. There's a blitzer. Oh, wow. Lyle throws a fantastic throw, but an even better catch there by number 4, Walter Blunt. Woo!
That was impressive. That was a diving catch, and the Avon defender just dove a little early and missed the ball and was able to, good concentration to catch that football.
First down, Pike. So Pike will line up at the Avon 40-yard line. The Avon defender tried to make a play on the ball but misread it as the ball sailed out of his reach over his head. William Blunt went up, elevated, and then it almost seemed in midair, elevated a little more and took it to that second level, caught it in the air and came down with it. Fantastic catch by Walter Blunt. Lyle shotgun 4 wide, finds his receiver on the sideline, Dominique Booth. And that's number 1. Dominique Booth has had a nice game thus far. And that'll be good for a 5-yard gain. That'll move the ball forward, and that'll get him out of bounds and stop the clock. I believe they still have all 3 timeouts here, so we have exactly a minute left in this first half. Pike trails 17-7, and they are moving the ball. And you got to remember, Nick Hernandez has missed 2 field goals tonight, so the Pike coaches would love to get this one in the end zone. Lyle, shotgun snap, finds Nick Hernandez over the middle. Hernandez breaks a tackle down to the 5-yard line. A 35-yard gain there. A fantastic throw and a fantastic catch and run after the catch by Hernandez, the kicker.
And so far, this 2-minute offense has been run to absolute perfection by Lyle in this Pike offense. Very good protection the whole time, and Lyle's able to sit back there and find his man every single time. And now with a little bit of time, Pike's on the 5-yard line. This is where you gear it down a little bit. Punch it into the end zone, but use some of that clock. Don't give Avon a chance to get the ball and take it down and get at least a field goal here. But very nice job so far, and great reads by Lyle.
That only took 8 seconds off the clock, a 35-yard gain. So Pike will just be forced to use their first timeout so far tonight. And with this first time out, they'll actually be at the 6-yard line. So they're I'm sure going to diagram a play to try to get themselves into the end zone and make this a 1-score game before halftime. This has been a fantastic first half of football so far. We've been following Hoosier Crossroads Conference all year. Hadn't had a chance to see Avon and Charles Davis play. Davis has definitely lived up to the hype in our eyes in this first half. We'll try to have some stats for you at halftime, but we are assuming he's right around 150 yards. This is the first time I've seen Pike out of the I formation, but Lyle fakes the handoff. He's sprinting for the end zone, tucks the ball, and he loses the ball, and it's recovered by... No, they call it a touchdown.
I thought he reached that ball over the plane. I thought it was a touchdown too, but... They were talking up here like it was a fumble and Avon recovered it, but that was a fantastic job by Lyles to get that ball over the plane.
Well, the initial... Brent Lyle, we'll try to get you the call here in a minute. Let's wait till after the extra point. There's 44 seconds left. Nick Hernandez is about to make it 14-17 in favor of Avon. The extra point is made. Okay, so we'll have a minute to try to explain this, Alex. Brent Lyle fakes the handoff, and it's a naked boot play. He's trying to get the corner of that end zone. He gets down to the 1-yard line, gets hit. We assume he tried to reach the ball out. It is right in front of us. He reaches the ball out. We see that there might be a fumble. I thought it might be after the play was already over, but the initial call by the referee that was nearest the play called it a fumble and actually motioned that it was going to be Avon's ball. Both other referees ran over, called it a touchdown. 2 out of 3, they're going to call it a touchdown.
Yeah, and that sideline jump was very adamant about the fact that Lyles did a good job in sticking that ball across the plane, and he got in there, and that's exactly what Pike needs before halftime. They're going to get the ball back at the start of the second half, and that was a fantastic 2-minute drive, and it was pretty much all on Lyles' shoulders. And And, partner, I have to be completely honest with you. This whole year, this is by far the fastest receiver crew that I've seen out there.
Yeah, I agree. The best receiver overall we saw this year has got to be Gary Harris from Hamilton Southeastern. But as far as a whole receiving corps, I totally agree with you. They have a lot of weapons at receiver here. And when you have a quarterback that can get them the ball, it's dangerous. Avon will return this here from the goal line. That's number 2, or no, I know that's number 7 for Avon. I'm sorry. That's Lance McGee, the senior. He barely got a chance to field that. He caught it inside of his 1-yard line. He wanted to get a chance to return one, so he took it out. He only got back to the 19 and took some time off the clock. I'm not sure if Avon's going to really push their luck too much here. There's 37 seconds left, and they're on their own 19. They may
have 3 timeouts, though, so we'll see what they do here.
They haven't thrown the ball a lot in this first half, and it'll be interesting to see what they do. 25, Charles Davis will get the handoff. He's hitting the backfield and then spins off of it, but an ankle tackle made there by, I believe, number 13 for Pike. That is Michael Turner. He's made a couple nice plays so far tonight.
Yeah, and that's a very good tackle right there. I think if he doesn't make that tackle, Davis is once again rushing up that sideline, and who knows what's going to happen after that. But, you know, that was a very good shoestring tackle, and I think that's how you have to tackle this Davis kid. He's a very strong runner, so you got to hit him at the legs and wrap those legs up in order to bring him down.
And Avon's going to be content going into halftime with a 3-point lead. Pike does a nice job in the 2-minute offense led by Brent Lyles to get the ball down there. Avon leads 17-14 at halftime. Pike Red Devils will get the ball back. And we'll get ready to take a break for a half. You're listening to highschoolcube.com, powered by Audio Sports Online. Whether you're overcoming an injury or approaching a finish line, our focus is on making sure you achieve your goal. As Indiana's only orthopedics program ranked among U.S. News and World Report, Indiana University Health Orthopedics offers athletes expert care at every level. Highly skilled physicians and professionals provide unique insight into dealing with everything from injury management to rehabilitation to sports performance training. Also, contact Scott Handlin at IU Health Sports Performance for your upcoming baseball, softball, and football performance training needs. At IU Health Sports Performance, located in Carmel, maximizing your athletic performance is our goal. Whether you're a professional athlete, middle or high school aspiring pro, or weekend warrior, discover the strength at iuhealth.org/sportsmedicine. That's iuhealth.org/sportsmedicine. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center offers private rehab suites for short-term rehabilitation. Our nursing department at Plainfield cares for your loved one as you would care for them yourself. When you need short-term rehabilitation or your family needs long-term care, come to the people who care. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation, 3700 Clarks Creek Road, Plainfield, Indiana. 839-6577. That's 839-6577. All right, folks, we're going to try to fetch the halftime stats, and then we'll be back to you. There's about 15 minutes in halftime, and we'll try to be back with about 5, so we'll take a little short break here, and we'll be back to bring more analysis of the first half, hopefully some statistics, and a little bit of something to get you revved up for the second half of football. We've had a great first one so far, and we expect this to be a very nice end of the game. 17-14 Avon leading the Pike Red Devils. You're listening to High School Cube, powered by Audio Sports Online. We'll be back in just about a minute and a half, and we'll try to get you some stats. We're still trying to rustle them up here. There's a lot of media up here tonight. Scores will be tossed around. We'll try to also have some scores for you that pertain to area schools from around the city, around the state. So we'll be back here in about a minute and a half to get into a little bit of halftime show with some statistics for you and try to bring you coverage of the second half. This is High School Cube, brought to you by Audio Sports Online. All right, we're back to bring you the second half of action here live from Pike High School on the northwest side of Indianapolis, Indiana. That first half was back and forth, a lot of momentum swings, and Pike came out of the half trailing 14-17 to AVON. A little bit of a scoring summary for you. The scoring got started tonight with a field goal from AVON after a missed field goal from Pike. Another missed field goal from Pike, and then they finally put one in, make it 7-3, and make it 3-3. Another touchdown and field goal was added on by Avon. The first touchdown came on a nice run by the back, Matt Gibson. It was about a 30-yard touchdown run, made it 17-7. And right before the half, the quarterback for Pike, who we've been talking about all night, very impressed with him. He's a sophomore, Brent Lyles. A 6-yard kind of a naked boot play, barely crossed the pylon, a little bit controversial, but he was in for a touchdown. And Alex, what did you see from that first half, and what do you expect to see more of in the second half?
Well, it was really interesting to see how each team played. Avon was dominating the ground game with, they had almost 200 yards rushing, and controversially, Pike was out there throwing the ball all over the place. They had about 235 yards passing in the first half. So, each team has their own ways of playing, and each have been effective on each side of the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams come out here and see if they stick to those game plans or if they try to switch things up. I think Avon, most of their runs have just been big, long gains against this Pike defense, and the running back for Avon, Charles Davis, number 25, has just been slashing this Pike defense. He gets in the second layer of the defense almost every single time he's carried the ball tonight, and he has, 160 yards rushing tonight?
158 on 12 carries with a touchdown.
That's right, and then that's fantastic. 12 carries, 158 yards. I mean, that's a heck of an average. He's averaging over 10 yards a carry, so he's getting out there and he's running hard, and he's not open holes pretty much. He's just able to break that initial tackle and he gets out in the open, and Pike's actually done a good job of preventing those long run touchdowns.
And Brent Lyle's the quarterback for Pike, who I just spoke of. He has 237 yards passing the ball with a touchdown. He also had a touchdown with his legs that first half. And Pike has kind of had to resort to just throwing the ball almost every down. They've had very little success running the ball tonight. For those of you watching at home and wondering, the winner of this game in the sectional championship will take on the winner of the Brownsburg-Ben Davis game. We've been told at halftime Brownsburg leads Ben Davis 17-7. So as it stands right now, there would be a rematch of the Hoosier Crossroads Conference game between Avon and Brownsburg, but we still have a lot of football to play, and it could swing either way. I know Ben Davis won't go away, and Pike has had an excellent first half considering the fact that their defense hasn't played well at times. They've had some costly penalties and also 2 missed field goals. So the kickoff will be kicked into the end zone there by number 22 for Eric Hydorn, and Pike's offense will take over at their own 20-yard line.
And so Pike, very beneficial to get that ball back at the start of the second half, being down 17-14, but it'll be interesting to see if they can come out here and start throwing the ball again. I'm sure Avon, very well-coached team, very good technique-wise. It'll be interesting to see what kind of corrections they made at halftime. So here we go.
Those of you just now tuning in, Pike's in the all-red jerseys, red pants, red helmets, and Avon's in the black pants, white jerseys. They try to hand it off again here to start the first half. That's Devon Causey, and they'll get some positive yards there, good enough for almost a 5-yard gain. So that's one of their better first down runs we've seen tonight. Usually they've been handing the ball off and getting themselves into second and long situations, but they don't abandon the run and get a nice positive gain there on first down.
Yeah, and this Avon defensive front seven is actually doing a very good job against the run. To be honest with you, that play was stopped at the line, and the running back was able to bounce it out and make a nice play out of it.
At this point, Lyle takes a shotgun snap. Quick pass out to Walter Blunt. And Blunt makes a move on the corner, but is tripped up. A decent gain there, only about 2 yards, really. So they're going to call it 3rd and 4 here at the stadium. And Pike will have 3rd and 4 from their own, about their own 27-yard line, I believe. They'll have to get out just past the 30 in order to gain a first down. We're going to expect a pass on this play as Pike comes out in the shotgun with his tailback to his left-hand side. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And he does a good job. Another hard count, and that draws Avon's defense offside. That was the defensive end there, Alex. I believe that might be number 80, who we've called his name a couple of times tonight. He's made some great plays. Marcellus Williams. He's a 6'2", 175-pound senior defensive end. And as a senior, you got to know there not to jump off sides.
Yeah, and that's the last thing that coach on Avon's side wanted to see on 3rd and 3 is to jump off sides and give him a free first down. You've been able to stop the run, and on 3rd and 3 you expect him to try to run. So, yeah, that's a big mental error, and we'll see what happens.
And that gives Pike a first down. So this time 4 wide receivers with trips to the top of your screen. Fakes the handoff, does Lyle. Lyle sprints. He's got a lot of running room to his right, and he smartly slides down and avoids taking a hit. He dives right before the first down marker. Good for an 8 or 9 yard gain, and it'll create 3rd and short. A very heady play there. You know, he felt the pressure from his backside, which is tough to do in high school, and have that kind of pocket presence and awareness. He sprints away. He's got the legs to get away, and then he has the sense of mind to know where he's at. He's close to the sticks, dives, gets down, doesn't take a hit. I mean, that's a nice play by a sophomore, maybe 15, 16-year-old quarterback there.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice job.
Under center here is Lyle, and he'll just take a quarterback sneak, and that's good enough for about 2 or 3 yards and a first down. So Pike moves the ball once again, moves the chains once again, rather, and it'll be first down, Red Devils at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, and I like that play call right there. Didn't waste any time, got up there, and just ran a quarterback sneak right over your big lineman, and were able to push the Avon defensive line back enough to get that first down. So Pike's able to move the ball so far, and and they haven't really thrown that much either, so nice job.
Lyle's in the shotgun here, doubles to each side. A nice delayed draw there to Devin Causey. He's pounded just right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a little pass. Devin Causey hasn't really got a chance to get upfield and show what he can do in the open field tonight. He's been bottled up right around the line of scrimmage. His longest run tonight can't be more than maybe 5 yards, I don't think, Alex. Pike has had a very tough time moving the ball on the ground, and I expect to see Lyle throw the ball a lot more. 4 wide receivers this time for Pike. Trips to the right side. Lyle throws a quick pass out to Dominique Booth. Booth catches it. He's got some room as he takes off down the sideline, avoiding tacklers. He was nearly brought down a few times, but winds up getting about a 17, 18-yard gain on that play. And that'll be first down for the Pike Red Devils, now in Avon territory at the Avon 36-yard line.
And I love that play call right there. If you can't run the ball in between the tackles, just throw it out on bubble screens and let your receivers get in the open field and make something happen. And these receivers for Pike are fast enough to be able to get outside and make some running room. And that was just a fantastic catch and run right there because he was bottled up a little bit, was able to break that first tackle, and he got up the field. He's a fast kid.
Very nice start here. So far, 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. Quick snap out of the shotgun to Lyle. Lyle dances and he runs. He finally just throws it out of bounds. But it looks like there's a little bit of tossling down there on the field after the play. Number 79 for the Red Devils was involved with another player after the play, and that's Rashid Nabed. That's a sophomore offensive lineman. He's 6 foot 275. The penalty is going to be holding. I'm not sure if it was on Rashid, but nonetheless, that'll back Pike up 10 yards.
Yeah, I didn't really see what happened there.
They're only going to back him up 5 yards, Alex.
I have no idea what that call was.
Oh, it's a spot foul, and they're saying the foul occurred behind the line of scrimmage, so in all reality, it's actually going to back him up about 14 or 15 yards.
And that's the last thing Pike wanted to see happen was a penalty that brings them back when they're having such a successful drive, and now it looks like almost first down and 20-plus yards.
First down and 26. It actually put them back on their own into the field, so they'll have the ball at their own 48-yard line. Lyle looks deep. He launches the ball. There's a lot of time. It's hanging up in the air, and it's easily intercepted by number 7 for Avon, Lance McGee. Lance McGee's made a lot of nice plays tonight, both on offense and on defense, and he was, as we've heard up here in the press box, he was in great position for that play. The ball was just launched up in the air, one-on-one, and the Pike player never really got time to get his head around to adjust to the ball, and it was picked off by Avon. They'll start at their own 9-yard line.
Yeah, and being first and 26 is one of those plays where the only thing as a defensive back you can't let happen is get beat deep, and right there is easy position for him to run. He actually turned into a receiver right there and was able to intercept that ball, so nice job of the defender.
And this time there's a run up the middle for Avon. Goes nowhere, maybe a half yard. About a yard on the play. So the carry was for Matt Gibson, number 24. There's 7.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Pike trails Avon 17-14. An interception thrown there by the sophomore quarterback Lyles.
That's the only mistake we've seen him make tonight, actually.
Yeah, he just threw it up for a receiver on first and long. That is one of the few mistakes we've seen out of him. He's had a very nice game thus far. This time the handoff to Charles Davis. Davis is rocked at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't see who the tackle was made by. And we've just been told it was made by number 19, Kevin Brown. He's an outside linebacker, a junior. So a lot of young guys on the Pike defense.
Yeah, and Kevin Brown's the one who got in there and made that big lick on Charles Davis in the first half. And if he's getting that much penetration, they're obviously dialing up some blitzes on the defensive side for Pike right there. So nice, good play calls when you know they're going to run the ball. 3rd and 7 here for Avon, deep in their own territory.
Haston this time will work out of the shotgun with Charles Davis, the running back. We've seen them hand it off to Davis. This time they won't, but there's a lot of pressure, and he will be sacked. Haston will. There's some jostling still after the play as these teams are getting a little bit chippy, and that's a nice sack there. Pike's defense has really done a nice job of putting pressure on the quarterback and getting into the backfield and disrupting plays. They've given up some big runs tonight, but for the most part, I've been really impressed with the way Pike's defense has disrupted Avon's offense.
Yeah, I think that's just a situation where they're getting so much penetration that it's opening up running lanes for Charles Davis. You know, you want your defenders to get in there and get penetration and disrupt in the backfield, but, you know, it's almost a situation where it could hurt you.
So the Avon punter will work out of his own end zone. It's a short kick, and it is caught, but he is smashed. I could not tell who that was caught by. He's walking off the field, but you could tell it hurt. It's number 23 for Pike. That's the second time we haven't seen a fair catch call tonight. These kids are going to hurt themselves out here.
They actually just called catch interference. I guess the defender didn't give the return man enough time to catch the ball. And it looked like the timing to me was actually okay, but the refs think I guess there's a 5-yard bubble in high school football still. Where you have to
5 or it was 2 at one point.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is in high school football anymore.
Well,
but
Robert Williams was the guy that came up to try to make the catch. He refused to call a fair catch earlier and caught a lick, and he's got to be careful because he's going to fumble the ball one of these times if he doesn't call it. I thought that was just a fantastic job by the Avon defender. And the penalty was waved off and declined. Or I guess it was just waved off by the ref. They chose not to call it. And we both thought it was a good play by Avon here. And really, even though it wasn't probably the brightest play, he held on to the ball. And Pike will start with good field position here at the Avon 36-yard line. And Lyle fakes the handoff. He rolls out. He's got a man open. That's Dominique Booth. And that'll be good for another big gain of about 15 or 16 yards. That'll be about 15 yards, actually. So Pike will line up 1st and 10 at the Avon 21. So they got the ball back right away, and they're already in scoring position here again, just outside of the red zone at the 21-yard line of Avon.
And this Booth receiver for Pike is a burner, and he gets open really well, has good hands, too.
Lyles here out of the shotgun, gets the snap, finds a man, but just misses his target. There's a flag thrown on the play, and it's going to be holding. It looked to me like that call was for number 73, Raymond Waits. And 79 was also on that side, so they could have called it on Rashid Naba.
And it looked like number 80, Marcellus Williams, just beat the tackler on the outside, and to save his quarterback's butt, he just kind of held on to him and didn't let him get back there. So it's going to back him up 10 yards from the spot. And once again, Pike, after a nice throw, they're backed up again.
Yeah, Pike has really shot themselves in the foot a few times tonight. They've moved the ball well through the air. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Except for Lyles making some plays out of the pocket with his feet, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, so it'll be 1st down and about 25 yards to go from their own 36. Lyles rolls to his right. He finds a man, and that's a nice run after the catch there. I believe the ball was caught by number 5, and that is Ty Starks. He's the tight end for Pike. He's a senior. 6 foot, 230 pounds. Did a nice job after he caught the ball to drag a tackler a little bit. So it'll be 2nd and 15, which I'm sure they'd like to have that penalty back. All they did was pretty much get some of their penalty yards back. They still have 14 yards to go to get a 1st down. They'll have to get to about the 11-yard line for a 1st down. Lyles drops back to pass out of the shotgun. He had a man, but his receiver fell down. It was intended for number 12, Ray Beverly. Ray Beverly couldn't haul it in after falling down on the play, so it'll bring up 3rd and very long for Pike here deep in Avon territory.
Yeah, you know, with the field goals that were missed in the first half, it'd be interesting to see if Pike will decide to go for it on 4th down, being inside the 30-yard line.
4 wide outs here for Pike. Lyle the shotgun, and the back with him, that's Wilkerson. Lyle looks to throw. He's got him, man. That's Dominique Booth. And that's going to be good down to the 10-yard line for a first down. Fantastic job by Lyle. He really looks the field. Another thing for a young quarterback. We've had a chance to do a lot of Zionsville games this year, and we saw Parker Dungy eyeing his go-to receiver over and over. But Lyle, and part of that is because he can afford to buy time with his legs, but Lyle does a good job of reading the field and distributing the ball. Another good catch by your guy, Dominique Booth.
Yeah, and he was able to keep his shoulders square so he could see the entire field like you mentioned, and just was able to make a really nice throw late across the middle.
And a shift of the line here as Ty Stark shifts over. Pike hands off the ball to Wilkerson, and he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage. This Avon defense playing tough. And the tackle looked like it was actually by number 32 for Avon. And that's David Griffith, the linebacker. We've seen him make a play earlier. He's only a sophomore, so a lot of young kids in this game. And a very nice game to watch so far. We're hoping you're enjoying our broadcast if you're listening on High School Cube or Audio Sports Online. There's under 4 minutes left in this third quarter. 2nd and 10, Pike. And a throw to the back shoulder. A beautiful throw and catch by Dominique Booth. Pike with a nice 10-yard touchdown. They will take a 20-17 lead. And barring the Nick Hernandez extra point, it'll be 21-17 Pike late in the third quarter. Fantastic job by that tandem, Alex.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. That throw was right on the money, the only place where he could catch that ball and score a touchdown. And at the same time, that was just a money throw right in time. Like, he hit that receiver before he even turned. Like, that was perfect, right on that pylon. Excellent execution by Pike right there to punch that ball in after they got the ball back on the punt. And you know, one thing that Avon is doing well is they have really good gap integrity, which plays very well into the run game. But when you have a quarterback like Lyles who can get out and make plays, like get outside the tackles and make a nice play with his feet, you know, they've got to start dialing up some blitzes and put some pressure on this kid because he's just going to pick them apart. I mean, this Lyles kid for a sophomore is very, very impressive and has such good precision and accuracy with his throws.
And we'll take a moment to read for one of our sponsors. It's Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. They offer private rehab suites for short-term rehabilitation. Our nursing department at Plainfield cares for your loved ones as you would care for them yourself. When you need short-term rehabilitation or your family needs long-term care, come to the people who care. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation, 3700 Clarks Creek Road in Plainfield. And the kickoff return here now for Avon is brought out past the 35-yard line to the 38. If you want to call Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation, their number's 839-6577. That's 317-839-6577. So Pike takes their first lead of the ball game, and it's 21-17 Red Devils. Avon will come to the line of scrimmage this time. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Orioles from their own 38-yard line, and it's been a fantastic game so far, a lot of big plays, and we imagine it's going to be a close finish down to the wire. We'll see if Avon sticks to their running game here. Charles Davis now the tailback behind his fullback, and it's a play action. Haston goes deep but overthrows his receiver, intended for Lance McGee. He had him if he could put the ball where he wanted to, but unfortunately for the Orioles, Haston overthrew his receiver by a good 4 or 5 yards, and that was a nice play. You like him taking a shot there on first down, Alex?
Absolutely. I mean, Pike just came down and scored against you, and on that first down, I think the entire Pike team expected you to run the ball, and that was a perfect time for a play action right there, and the receiver was wide open. Well, I shouldn't say wide open, but he had a couple steps on the guy, and had that pass been on the money, you know, that was going to be a touchdown.
High formation this time for Avon. Haston under center. Haston hands the ball off to Charles Davis. Charles Davis has some room, and he is finally brought down. A nice tackle, hit him in the legs there. That's by number 23 for Pike, Robert Williams. But not after Charles Davis rips off another 15-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 Avon, now in Pike territory at the Red Devil 46-yard line.
And how explosive is Charles Davis through that line? There was a little hole right there, and he just blew through there. It was hard to even follow him on the film here. I mean, he's a fast kid in the open field.
Very good run there by Davis once again, following big number 74, the right tackle, DeAndre Herron, committed to Louisville. And this time, Charles Davis will take the handoff from the shotgun, but he's brought down from behind by number 19, Michael Turner, number 19, Kevin Brown. It was 13. I guess so. I've been told up here it was 13. From up here, I saw number 19, but that'll be 13, Michael Turner on the play. And that'll be a 3-yard loss. And that's what you got to do to a team that loves running the ball with a big back like Charles Davis, is to keep them off schedule. You know, they live off of getting 4 and 5 yards on first down. And when you put them into a 2nd and long, it gives them tough room to work with here. 3 wide outs. Haston takes the shotgun snap, looking to throw. The pass was intended a screen for number 25. And the pass number 25, that was Charles Davis.
And that was a very nice job by Pike right there to sniff out that screen pass. Pike's been running a screen pass against the Avon defense, and right there, the Pike defenders noticed that the linemen were letting them through, and they didn't let that wall form for that screen man. So very nice job, and now it's 3rd and 12 for Avon.
And it looks like the screen pass was broken up by Ty Starks, who's actually playing tight end as well. So he's working on both sides of the field tonight. 3rd and 13 for Avon. Haston out of the shotgun. Finds a man. He's got a guy open. But I'm not sure if... Oh, he's going to be right at the first down marker.
I think it's going to be enough for a first down here.
Depends on where the spot is. We don't have a great vantage point here, as the ball is still spotted right in front of the Pike bench, so we can't see where they're putting it. It looks as though they're going to take the time to measure this. And the referees are conferencing still. Yeah, they're going to call on the chain gang here, so they'll run across field to our side. And we'll try to get a read on it. Alex, what do you think here?
I think they have it. And on that last play, that was a very nice job by Haston going through his read progression, because he hit his first or second read that was open, but he also had his third read in the middle wide open. He could have gotten about 25 yards there. And it's going to be a first down for Avon. So very nice conversion on that 3rd and 12 right there.
Well, good call there, partner. It's going to be a long night, and Avon converts again for a first down. Just under 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. It's 21-17 Pike Red Devils. Avon now with the first down. The ball is resting at the Pike 36-yard line, so Red Devils needing a big stand. Nice conversion there. Nice job by Haston and his receiver. I believe that was Lance McGee there on 3rd and 13. McGee's done everything tonight. Haston this time hands off to his fullback. That's number 24 for Avon, Matt Gibson. He's the same back that had the big 30-yard touchdown run earlier.
And they try to catch Pike off guard right there, trying to run a trap. And number 9 for Pike, looks like that was David Kenny. Did a good job of not getting trapped right there and made a nice tackle right there.
So right here, it'll be 2nd and 5 for Avon from the 31. This time, Haston in the shotgun. I'm looking for Charles Davis here, and he will fake the handoff to Charles Davis. Tries to run it himself, but he is crushed by number 13, Michael Turner, and number 9, who Alex just mentioned, David Kinney. Both of them were back there on the play. Good for a loss of yardage. I'm not sure yet. They haven't moved the sticks. It'll be good for a loss of about a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Clock now approaching 30 seconds, but the play clock's only at 20, so Avon will have to run this third down play before the end of the third quarter.
And number 9, David Kinney, what a monster. He's only a junior, 6'3", 255, and he's just going to keep getting bigger for next year. This guy is monstrous.
I formation for Avon. Haston under center here. The pitch is to Charles Davis. They're trying to string him out, but Davis tries to turn the corner, but he doesn't. He only gets about 2 or 3 yards, so we're going to see a 4th and about 4 when we come back for the 4th quarter. This is a great game, folks. You're listening to and watching, rather, High School Cube, brought to you by Audio Sports Online. Whether you're overcoming an injury or approaching a finish line, our focus is on making sure you achieve your goals. As Indiana's only orthopedics program ranked among U.S. News and World Report, Indiana University Health Orthopedics offers athletes expert care at every level. Highly skilled physicians and professionals provide unique insight into dealing with everything from injury management to rehabilitation to sports performance training. Also, contact Scott Hanlon at IU Health Sports Performance for your upcoming baseball, football, and softball sport performance training needs. At IU Health Sports Performance, located in Carmel, maximizing your athletic performance is our goal. Whether you're a professional athlete, middle or high school aspiring pro, or weekend warrior, discover the strength at iuhealth.org/sportsmedicine. And we're back here, and we're going to get ready for the 4th quarter. Alex, I think you just picked up the Brownsburg-Ben Davis score. What's going on over in that game?
Yeah, right now, to me, not very surprising, but I think to the rest of the state, with Ben Davis being ranked so highly throughout the year, Brownsburg is up 24-7 on Ben Davis in the 3rd quarter. So, Brownsburg, tough team. We watched them play a couple times, and they have a very, very unique way of running the football, and it's tough to stop. And it's one of those assignment-based defenses you have to play against. And so the winner of this game, will play the winner of that game.
All right, so 4th and 4 here. Big play. Pitch goes to Charles Davis. He looks to string it out. He can't find any room, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. A flag is thrown, but I'm sure it's going to be a holding call, which will be declined. And how nice, they've given up some big plays, but Pike's defense, if you look at the totality of the game, they've played a fantastic game.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where the last few times that Charles Davis has run the ball, they've made him bounce the ball to the outside, and every time he does that, this speed of the Pike defense is able to get to him and really make nice tackles on him. So this Pike defense is coming around in the second half. Very nice adjustments made at halftime, and they get the turnover on downs right there. And so Pike's going to get the ball, and let's see what they can do again.
Pike's offense will take over at their own 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. With the score here and an extra point, the Red Devils will make this an 11.2 possession game. So Avon's defense desperately needing a stop. And that'll help right there. As Pike tries to run a play-action pass, the quarterback was sacked by number 80. He's been one of the defensive MVPs tonight for Avon. That is Marcellus Williams, a senior, 6'2", 175-pound defensive end.
And finally, Avon's able to get some pressure on this quarterback. That's the first time he's had anyone really in his face, and smartly he just went down right there, but that's a big, big loss for them, and they're going to have a way to go to get a first down.
2nd and 20 for Pike now, so Lyles will be in the shotgun as we expect a pass. Trips here to the bottom of your screen if you're watching at home. Lyles, quick pass to Dominique Booth, and a fantastic play there by number 32 for Avon. That is David Griffith, the sophomore linebacker. I've called his name a few times tonight. This sophomore is going to be quite a player. His closing speed in the open field against these Pike receivers has been fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Avon defense is coming around. Surprising to me, this second half has pretty much been a defensive battle. After 31 points in the first half between the two teams, there's only been 7 points scored in the second half. So it's interesting to see how this game has been changed a little bit.
And credit that to Coach Moyer and Coach Bliss, who probably both made nice halftime adjustments for these teams. Lyles out of the shotgun, just trying to get some yardage back here. Lyles has some room to run. He's got to tuck that football, and he does. He gets about 5 yards back, which that was probably kind of designed in the play not to take too much of a shot there. You're deep in your own territory. It's third and 25, punt the ball out and let that defense go back to work. They've played great so far this half.
Yeah, absolutely. And, partner, is this the time that you go after this punter?
I mean, I don't see why not. But on the other hand, you're only down 4 points if you're Avon, and you have 2 guys back there. You're going to get good field position either way. I'd say maybe just take the field position. And it looks like they'll plan for a return. This punt is a high punt, and it takes a small Pike bounce, and they'll call it out of bounds at the Avon 48-yard line. So Avon will have a pretty short field to work with here as their offense sprints onto the field. We look to see more of Charles Davis. As Alex pointed out earlier, Pike's very speedy defense has been able to kind of stretch plays to the sideline here, and Charles Davis hasn't been able to turn the corner. I look for them to pound it more up the middle here because that's where I think he's had a lot of his success thus far tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. All the big runs he's had have just been busted right up the middle and getting into that second level. And Avon being down some points here, they need to get a good drive here.
And right now, Haston will line up under center for Avon. The I formation, the Orioles, in a fake play action. And number 9, who we keep announcing, David Kinney. This kid is fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. If you get a chance to come out here and watch Pike, if they advance this round and go on to the next game, he's a fantastic watch. He's only a junior. He's definitely going to get some exposure next year and some recruiting looks, I imagine.
Oh, he's humongous, and he's fast. Like, he got right on that quarterback and laid a lick. That was a fantastic job. Just like you said, partner, he's going to get some serious looks next year if he's not already getting some.
6-yard loss to me. This is going to be 2nd and 16 for Avon. Now Haston will move back to the shotgun, and he hands off to Charles Davis. And that was Kinney again. Kinney is unleashing right now, folks. David Kinney, I'll say it one more time, the junior, 6'3", 255-pound defensive lineman, is absolutely wreaking havoc right now on this Oriole offensive line.
Yeah, and I think as a junior, he's a captain for this Pike Red Devils team, and he just so strong and so fast. He's able to get in the backfield before they even hand the ball off, which is just so impressive.
Unreal right now. We're all impressed up here in the box. It's 3rd and 19 Avon, and we'll see if Haston can make a play here. This quarterback looks deep. He throws over the middle. He's got a man who breaks a tackle. That's Lance McGee. Wow, on 3rd and 19, Mr. Dependable here tonight for Avon. Lance McGee makes a fantastic catch. Shakes the tackler, almost breaks it for a touchdown, but is finally brought down from behind. So that'll move Avon's offense deeper into Pike territory now. They'll be at the Pike 21-yard line after about a gain of 45 yards on that play. So Avon 1st and 10 at the Pike 21. I formation once again for Avon. And that'll be a handoff to Charles Davis now. Charles Davis breaks a tackle, and they do run it up the middle right there, where they've had a lot more success running it up the middle. Trying to get outside of this Pike defense, Alex, is a tough task.
Yeah, it sure is. And that last play, Lance McGee, is great to see him get back there and make a really nice route and have a great catch. He was the one earlier in the first half who dropped that wide-open catch down the sideline. And so that was a very nice pitch and catch. And it's just a great job by Haston to wait and find him over the middle. And like you just said, Charles Davis busted through that line just like he did in the first half, and that's what they need to keep doing here.
2nd and short, Avon at their own 12-yard line. The handoff this time goes to Davis, and it looks like he may have just gotten the first down. Not much past it. He didn't gain a lot, but he didn't need a lot for the first.
Yeah, and I think he's going to get that first down, and so all of a sudden Avon's got some momentum on their back, and they're going to move this ball down there close. They're in the red zone, so we'll be interested to see how they can punch this ball in.
Avon needs a touchdown to take the lead, trailing by 4 points here. It's 21-17 Pike with 7 minutes left to go in the game. Haston now under center, pro formation for Avon as they hand it off to Gibson. And Gibson is just stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Not a gain of a yard there. Avon still has a chance to get a first down, but they're going to have to get down inside the 1-yard line. So for all intents and purposes, this is pretty much 2nd and goal here from the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and this is shaping out to be a fantastic finish to this game.
6.5 minutes left to go in the game. Second and pretty much goal. Like I said, they could possibly get a first down, but it's pretty much second and goal here. Avon shotgun. And both backs, Gibson and Davis, are back. The throw into the corner of the end zone. It's a touchdown. I wasn't sure if the ball was caught. And it looked like Haston made a fantastic throw there to, I believe, number 11. And that was Aaron Holtgrave, the tight end. He hasn't... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was number 2 we have on the call-up here, Jalen Edwards. He's a 5'10", 150-pound wide receiver. He's only a junior.
And that was a very, very nice play action out of the shotgun. He had 2 running backs on each side of him. Fakes to the running back to the outside and was able to just make a nice throw. It was almost like a corner route, but he put some air under and let the receiver run underneath the ball and catch it to the sideline. So a very nice execution and a very good touchdown bouncing back. And all of a sudden, Avon has the lead and some momentum, and Pike's going to have to move with, close to 6 minutes left to go in this game.
And a fantastic throw there by Hasson. We'll get another word in from our sponsor. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center offers private rehab suites for short-term rehabilitation. Our nursing department at Plainfield cares for your loved ones as you would care for them yourself. When you need short-term rehabilitation or your family needs long-term care, come to the people who care. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation, 3700 Clarks Creek Road, Plainfield, Indiana. You can call them at 317-839-6577. That's 317-839-6577. And with about exactly halfway through the fourth quarter, Alex, Pike has now given up the lead. Avon leads 24-21 after that 11-yard touchdown pass by their quarterback, Haston. And he has Logan Haston now, the 6'1", 170-pound senior. His older brother, Stephen Haston, I believe his name was the quarterback for Avon when we played for Zionsville back in 05. He was a fantastic player. They had a good team that year with Lynn Panko and a couple of those guys. Tyler Haston, thanks for reminding me. It's not Stephen Haston, but he played against us, so a long family history for the Hastons. The kickoff return for Pike now is brought out to about the 28-yard line. And the return for Pike was made by number 25, Taylor Sanders, a sophomore. Pike's offense will take over with 6:04 remaining in the fourth quarter, trailing 24-21. They only need a field goal to tie, but remember early in the game, their field goal kicker, Hernandez, missed from 25 and 26. So he's had a rough time getting it, and they've also given up a lot of pressure on the extra points tonight. So we'll see if they do get in field goal range, how comfortable they are leaving it up to their kicker. And Lyle takes a shotgun snap, quickly fires, dangerous. He gets hit by Marcellus Williams, number 80, who's been back harassing the quarterback all night long. So far tonight for the Avon defense, I would say the 2 standout players are number 80, Marcellus Williams, and also the linebacker, the sophomore, number 32, David Griffith. Those 2 have been called the most tonight by us up here, and they've really stood out, flying around and causing problems for this Pike offense. So the incomplete pass on first down will make it 2nd and 10, Red Devils, at their own 27-yard line. Lyle shotgun. He's trying to elude some pressure here, and he only gets a yard as he was nearly sacked back behind the line of scrimmage, and his elusiveness and his legs really helped him out there. He'll actually gain a yard, but it'll still be 3rd and 9 for the Red Devils. This is a big play for Pike.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of a sudden, there's a sense of urgency with Brent Lyles. He's getting pressure on him, and it's affecting how comfortable he is in that pocket. So, you got to give a lot of credit to the Avon defense in scoring up some nice blitzes here.
And it's 3rd down and 8 yards to go. The ball's on Pike's own 30. Lyle looks, throws. The ball sails over his intended receiver, Beverly, and sails out of bounds. Pike is going to have to punt this ball and rely on their defense, which you know, it's probably not a bad idea after they gave up that big 3rd and 19 play where Haston hit McGee over the middle for about a 45-yard gain. But other than that, you know, you look for Avon to try to run the clock out here, and I think Pike's defense has done a nice job against the run thus far. And the punt will be away for Pike. It's a high punt, and fair catch is called for, and Avon will take over right at their own 35-yard line. So with 5:09 to go in the game, Pike's offense will take over. You're listening to High School Cube, brought to you by AudioSportsOnline.com. And we expect to see Avon try to run some time off, but there still is only there's still 5 minutes remaining, and both teams, I believe, have all their timeouts, Alex. I don't think either team has called one tonight. Pike's defense going to have to really play the run tough here as we expect Avon to hand it off. They come first in their pro formation with Haston, the quarterback, under center. Charles Davis motions here, and a nice hole by number 24, Gibson. I believe that's Matt Gibson. Good for a 5-yard gain out to the 40-yard line. So not expecting Gibson to get the ball there, but that was probably the plan by Avon's coach Mark Bliss to use some deception. They sent Charles Davis, the star running back, in motion and handed it to their fullback on that play.
Yeah, and I like their play call there. You know, move that running back out to the slot and potentially have a chance to whip it out to him, but gave it to the fullback. Nice 5-yard gain there by Gibson.
5-yard gain will make it 2nd and 5, Avon at their own 40. This time the handoff is to Charles Davis. Fumble! He fumbled the ball, and it was recovered by Pike. A huge fumble. And Charles Davis, that's his 3rd fumble of the game, and it's recovered by number 2, Tyler Bloomfield, who's also been all over the place. He's a senior safety, and he didn't really have to make a play there other than just fall on the ball. It landed right at his foot, and he fell on it. A nice heads-up play there by Bloomfield, and that's a huge turn of events. We've seen a lot of big, emotional momentum swings, and Pike will take over in Avon territory.
And that is exactly what Pike needed right there. They punted the ball away, and they just got a nice break on that fumble recovery right there. Very nice job.
The handoff this time made by Pike. And I couldn't see if the play was ran real quick. I couldn't see if Wilkerson or Causey got the ball. Still waiting for the play for the pile to unravel. That was number 22. That was Derek Wilkerson. Derek Wilkerson gets about 3 yards on that carry. So the Pike Red Devils will have 2nd and 8, actually, from the Avon 42-yard line. Big ending to this game. We expect a fantastic finish. Quick and nice throw, too, and a quick throw there by Brent Lyles to what seems to be his go-to target tonight, Dominique Booth.
Yeah, and an even better shoestring tackle right there by the Avon defender. If he doesn't make that tackle, Booth's going to be out in that open field, and we all know how dangerous he has been tonight. So a very nice job right there to bring him down in that open field, and Pike's faced with a very important 3rd down right here.
It's 3rd and 4 for the Red Devils here. Inside the Avon 40-yard line, Lyles in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. He takes the snap, looks, tries to avoid, and he's brought down at the 50-yard line. A sack there by number 23 for Avon. That's Jordan Sherrill, the senior. He's listed as a running back on here, made the play, and it looks like Pike is going to have to punt it again.
And I love that play call. That was a delayed blitz with Sherrill, and he stepped back, and then when he found an open hole, he just went right at the quarterback and was able to grab him and bring him down. So very nice job by Avon on that 3rd down, and Pike is going to have to punt this ball away.
And they barely get the punt away as it was a strong rush. The fair catch is made just outside the Avon 20-yard line, and the Avon defense there really bails out their running back, Charles Davis. His 3rd fumble of the night caused the turnover, And it was recovered by Pike's Tyler Bloomfield in Avon territory. So like I said, Avon's defense really bails out Charles Davis right there, as he surely would have been the scapegoat in this situation.
Yeah, and it's funny how that works, partner. You know, he's had such a good night running the ball, but you know, those 3 fumbles are almost highlighted more than the touchdowns and runs that he's had.
And they're unacceptable, especially late in the game. It'll be shotgun for Haston. They hand the ball off to Charles Davis. He's tackled in the backfield. And, Alex, I don't like that call, as Pike is going to take a timeout, I believe, and stop the clock. I really don't like that call, considering, you know, if you're going to hand the ball off and try to run the clock out, why hand it off from the shotgun and start your guy back that much further and give the defense kind of a head start?
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where by handing it off in the shotgun, you allow your running back to see the field a little bit better, standing back. But, you know, with as fast as this Pike defense is, if you can't run up the middle and you try to bounce it outside, they're gonna get to you anyway. So I agree with you, partner. Just hand it off the middle.
Well, we'll take a moment for one of our sponsors. Whether you're overcoming an injury or approaching a finish line, our focus is on making sure you achieve your goal. As Indiana's only orthopedics program ranked among U.S. News & World Report, Indiana University Health Orthopedics offers athletes expert care at every level. Highly skilled physicians and professionals provide unique insight into dealing with everything from injury management to rehabilitation to sports performance training. Also, contact Scott Hanlon at IU Sports Performance for your upcoming baseball, softball, and football sport performance training needs. At IU Health Sports Performance, located in Carmel, maximizing your athletic performance is our goal. Whether you're a professional athlete, middle or high school aspiring pro, or weekend warrior, discover strength at iuhealth.org/sportsmedicine. That's iuhealth.org/sportsmedicine. Avon this time will get a pass from Haston. It's thrown deep and caught by Avon. Wow, a fantastic catch by Lance McGee. Number 7 has been everywhere. No, they said number... Was that 2 or 7? Okay, it was number 7. Some people up here were saying 2, but I believe that was number 7, Lance McGee, who's been everywhere tonight making big plays. So after Pike calls a timeout, there's a 27-yard pass play. He did go out of bounds, so that's going to stop the clock with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the game.
But I love that play call. Pass the ball in 2nd and long, get a first down, and finish this game out.
Well, Avon's most certainly going to hand it off now, and they do on first down. They get about 3 yards on the play to their fullback. That's Matt Gibson, and Pike will now call a timeout. And no, they're going to let the clock run, and then they're going to save the 2 timeouts here. So they're going to save them for 2nd and 3rd down. Clock is now ticking, about 1:45 remaining in the game. Avon's going to run the ball, we're almost certain. There's still 10 seconds left to go on the play clock. We'll see how well the quarterback Haston manages this play clock. 3, 2, and with 1 second remaining, Avon's going to take a timeout. So a nice job there by head coach Mark Bliss, getting rid of as much time as possible. It's going to be very interesting the end of this game.
Absolutely. I'm loving how this is playing out. And to go back to that throw, just Pike did not expect there to be a pass at all, and the receiver ran a fantastic fade route, and the catch was even better. He almost climbed over the defender and made that catch, and it was just a fantastic catch and throw. And man, if Logan Haston leads that receiver, I mean, he's wide open down the sideline, but a good throw and a great, even better catch right there. And Avon is putting themselves in position to win this game right now. I think one more first down should about do it.
Yeah, there's 1:32 remaining in this ball game. It's been a fantastic back-and-forth ball game with multiple lead changes. And Avon has a chance to close it out here. If they can get a first down, this ball game will be over, and they'll be allowed to just take a knee and run the clock out. And I believe meet Brownsburg next week, as Brownsburg continues to beat Ben Davis pretty handedly. We expect to see a run here as Haston's under center. Avon comes out in the I formation. It's a pitch play to Davis. He's stuffed, and that'll be a loss of 2 yards, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and long here, and that only took 4 seconds off the clock. So a nice job there by the Pike defense as we expect another run and a timeout to come We'll take another break and pause for one of our sponsors. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation is one of our proud sponsors tonight. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center offers private rehab suites for short-term rehabilitation. Our nursing department at Plainfield cares for your loved ones as you would care for them yourself. When you need short-term rehabilitation or your family needs long-term care, come to the people who care. Plainfield Nursing and Rehabilitation, 3700 Clarks Creek Road, Plainfield, Indiana. That's at 3700 Clarks Creek Road, Plainfield, Indiana. You can contact them at 317-839-6577. So Avon comes for 3rd and 9 here with a minute and a half remaining in the ball game. Pike has one timeout, desperately needing a stop. And Hassan's going to throw the ball, and he goes deep, but he's going to, oh, and it's caught. And Edwards stumbles and falls down. And that'll be the end of the ball game and the end of the Pike season.
And you know what? Right there, that's a very, very smart decision by the receiver. I don't think he meant to do it, but by falling down, Avon can now just kneel the ball out. If he would have scored, you give the ball back to Pike, and there's still potential for a quick score, an onside kick. So, and I don't think it was intentional for him to fall down, but it was a very smart job to fall down. And so as Avon looks like they're going to win this game, if Brownsburg holds up and wins against Ben Davis, you know, that's going to be an interesting clash there as you know, Brownsburg is the only team that's been beaten, or I'm sorry, Avon is the only team that beat Brownsburg. And so, you know, to go back, it's hard to beat a. And we were just told that Ben Davis is already coming back on Brownsburg with some time left in the fourth quarter. Just got an onside kick and scored. So it is now 24-21. Brownsburg is leading Ben Davis in the fourth quarter.
We've been told up here that actually Ben Davis kicked an onside kick, recovered it. And I guess you just said that. I just heard it up here. And then Osborne scored a touchdown. So there's still 9 minutes left in that game. And Alex is cracking up over here.
But this has been a heck of a ball game right here, though. I mean, didn't expect Avon to throw the ball on 3rd and 11. And he had a receiver and beat him deep. And that was a nice throw. And could have walked into the end zone had he not tripped over himself. But a very nice catch and throw.
Well, I think credit has to go to the coach, Mark Bliss, there, because both times he went for a pass, and that extended the ball game. And it was a big catch there by Jalen Edwards, as we mentioned earlier. Jalen Edwards and Lance McGee caught the majority of the balls tonight. Haston didn't really have to do much tonight, but, you know, he wound up playing a nice game. I can't see who that is. Is that number 21?
I think it's 23, maybe 21. I think it's 23.
Okay. Walking off the field, we believe that's number, I think it's number 21.
No, I think it's number 23, Robert Williams, the cornerback sophomore. He went down. I think he was the defender. And maybe it is 21. I can't tell.
It's Jonathan Reed, number 21. And it looks like a serious leg injury. And as of right now, he's committed to play football for the University of Kentucky next year. And that's the only SEC offer he has, and he's committed to Kentucky, wants to play football at UK, and this is very sad because he's getting carted off the field, and it looks like a pretty serious leg injury, and we hope it's not a knee because that's almost certainly going to require surgery. Hopefully he can get back from that, as that was a very, very tough break for that young man. And Avon's going to take a knee, and they'll have to take, I believe, one more knee. And it'll look like they'll move on and probably face Brownsburg, but who knows if they'll be able to close out the Ben Davis Giants tonight. And how about this Pike team? Honestly, from up here in the box, I think Pike kind of outplayed Avon tonight in a lot of ways, but they just weren't able to put points on the board at opportune times. They threw the interception, and they had a chance late in the game, but they go 3 and out and give up the sack. They missed 2 field goals. I mean, Avon left some points on the board, and they're going to leave this game 10-1, but they're very close to have lost 3 or 4 games this year. Avon plays down to the wire, but give them credit for being able to close out late in games.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast is I really felt like coaching was going to be such a huge impact in this game. And, you know, towards the end of this game, the technique and coaching of this Avon team just kind of paid off. And not that they had necessarily outcoached the Pike team, because this Pike team is very, very good and talented. You know, just play calling led to that late touchdown, and they were able to control the clock and just did a really nice job as Avon's about to take their final knee and move on to the sectional championship next week. And, you know, in hindsight, you know, if Pike kicker makes these 2 field goals, you know, they win the game by 3 points. So something to think about here.
Yeah, Nick Hernandez, who also had a good game at wide receiver tonight. Jonathan Reed still being laid on the table right now. They have the Gator golf cart out, and he's going to be taken in. And at this point, Avon takes a knee. They'll have to take one more before the end of the game, but your Avon Orioles have earned the right to play for the Sectional 6 championship, which is a tough sectional to get out of, and it doesn't get any easier next week. Whether or not Ben Davis or Brownsburg win, they're going to have a tough matchup, and it should be an interesting game. We hope we can do that one for you, but certainly one of our broadcast teams will. And that's the last snap of the game, and it looks like Avon's going to move on. It's 24-21 is your final tonight. Avon Orioles beat the Pike Red Devils and move to the sectional championship. We appreciate our audience, and thank you for tuning in. And this is Aaron Steffi and Alex Masson signing off for highschoolcube.com, powered by audiosportsonline.com.